Hi guys, it's Amy from Little Farm Quilts. Welcome to Hanging by a Thread, episode 2. Today is Saturday, November 16th, I believe, and it is about noon. Just getting around to doing the video today. Normally I do it like first thing in the morning. That didn't happen today. We had some errands to run. Some things to do. The Tones family gets together for a Saturday morning breakfast every Saturday. So we did that. Matt ended up getting a winter beater to drive during the winter because he has a Camaro that he drives spring, summer, and fall. And we had to go get some more keys for that. Then we had to do, the grocery shop because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's him and I getting older or what the deal is, but we are tolerating less foodstuffs. And by that, I kind of mean we're waking up with more aches and pains as of late. And I know we're going into winter. I know that we're older. I'm definitely older than he is by quite a few years. So, but we're just starting to get a little more achy. So we've been doing some research and we've decided that we're going to try this. Try to reduce our gluten intake, reduce our dairy intake, reduce our sugar intake. So by that I mean we're not going to go all Nazi-ish because here we are going into the holidays, but I think we're going to try to really reduce to see if it helps us feel better. We've both been struggling with some headaches, with just general achiness and swelling, and so me being a nurse by trade, I go to research things, and for those of you that this is TMI, I'm sorry, just blank out here for a second. I'm in full-blown menopause now, and trying to manage all of that as well. So we're making some changes here, some food changes, which, is hard to make food changes. It's hard to make food changes when you have kids here, for sure. Easier because it's just the two of us and we can just do it. But it just seems like, you're trying to learn something new. You're ever evolving. I guess that's the beauty of aging, is you're always learning something new. And so that's where we are with that. So we did a little bit of a grocery shop, so we had decent food here to eat. We do, like most couples that are on their own, tend to go down to the local diner a lot. We do get salads and things like that, but we're going into wintertime, and, honestly, I don't want a dang salad all the time. I mean, they taste good to me sometimes, but I don't want to have that all the time. And a lot of times that's what I have for lunch at work. So, anyway, we had to go take care of that today, and now he's putzing around with some other stuff, and now I'm finally down into my sewing studio doing this video to upload for you. So if you've just joined my channel, my name is Amy. I'm from Little Farm Quilts. I am a long arm quilter, as you can see behind me. I have a customer quilt on the long arm at the moment that hopefully I'm going to get done today. I branched out into, I'm a multi-crafter, I guess is the term for it now. I do lots of different things. I got into cross stitch within this last year. I cross stitched years and years ago when my kids were babies, but it's nothing like what it is now. And now I'm back into cross stitch. So Priscilla and Chelsea Blaine inspired me to do Stitch Mania last year, so I did that. That has kicked me back into cross stitch high gear. I really enjoy it. It travels well. As Matt and I travel more, because we have 3 of our 4 children live out of the state that we live in, and not close, like nearby states either. So we live in upstate New York. We have our baby girl out in California. We have the next one up, number 3, our son, who's in Houston. And then our number 2, a daughter who lives in Bossier City, Louisiana. And then we have our oldest daughter lives here near us, a 5-10 minute drive down the road. So we travel more to see the kids. We travel more as we get older because there's those experiences we want to do as we get older and can travel more. So cross-stitching became something that I could take with me and do and enjoy. I tried the hexie piecing, and honestly, I love the look of paper piece things like Hexies. I'm not really in love with the whole process. So much cross stitching. So if you are finding me and you're in here for my quilting video, hanging by a thread, and you're interested in the cross stitch part of it, go back to the my page, and there's floss tubes on there. And there's videos from when I did Mania through May. I videoed every day and uploaded them every day. So there should be 31 of those there too. So there's lots of content. Make sure to like this video and subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get notified when new content goes up. I try to put a new video up every Saturday. And I do a Facebook Live group over on my Facebook page, which I will link down below as well, where I do live sewing. And right now we're doing a sew along with my pattern, Trees on Parade, which is available also in my Etsy shop, which I will link below. So we have lots of moving parts, but this is an example of that block. So there's lots of ways to get in touch with me. I'll put my email below as well. I will also put links to everybody and every website I mention in this video for your viewing pleasure. Lots of stuff going on as always. I craft a lot. I work hard Monday through Friday, and in my evening hours, my morning hours before work, and most weekend time, especially now that we're in winter in upstate New York, is spent down here in my sewing room or cross-stitching upstairs while I'm waiting for laundry or something like that. But I often come down here, and it looks, you see a nice little snippet behind me. It's a little messy down here right now because I've been trying to catch up on some things to show you guys. But it'll only take me like 5 minutes to get it cleaned up and get started again. But a lot of things working. I'm into the holiday spirit as far as my sewing goes, so that's kind of, you know, things that I'm working on. But I have things that are not holiday that I'm working on too. Last week I mentioned Bonnie Hunter and the mystery quilt. I will link her introductory blog post below if you would like to check that out. And last time I showed you my fabric that I've pulled, but I had forgotten to bring the paint chips to where I was filming. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink of tea. So I'm going to show you them now. I'm going to just fan them out and show them to you. I always go get the paint chips because I just like having them. I mean, but they're pretty true to what my printer printed out. I could have just gone by the printout, but I just like having the paint chips. There's a thing. A couple friends and my mom, my daughter, and my sister, we all do this together. And we just have fun. And if you're interested in just following along as we work through Bonnie Hunter's Mystery Quilt, check out my Facebook page and my Facebook group, Little Farm Quilters, because those of us that are working on them, we all post pictures in that group. We kind of try to keep each other going because sometimes they can, if you're learning a new skill, it can always be a little frustrating. And we just encourage each other through there. So if you're interested in it, first, check out Bonnie's blog because this is all her deal. This is my 4th mystery quilt. I'm so grateful to Bonnie for doing that. This year's been kind of tough for us, so we've lost a friend. We've had some things happen to other friends of ours. So Bonnie Hunter does this quilt for those where the holidays can be tough. She's been quite open about that, and I am truly thankful for that. This year, as I've been for the last few years, I started doing the mystery quilt because I was super stressed out working for my bachelor's in nursing, changing a job, and having a sick stepfather all at the same time. So I used it as a stress relief, and that's what got me going. That's what got this whole ball started. And with encouragement from my family and my friends, I have kept going. My daughter convinced me I needed to start doing Facebook Lives and getting onto YouTube and uploading videos because people are actually interested maybe in what I have to say. So please go check out Bonnie's blog. I mean, that started the whole thing for me. I am so grateful. I just can't even say enough. And for my friends and family that are dealing with some loss this year and every year. This helps us. And so I'm convinced that crafting in general, in particular quilting for me, helps my mental health. I'm convinced it can do that for others, and so is Bonnie. So this is near and dear to my heart, as I'm sure it is for her. So please, I give her all the credit. Go over to her blog, click the link. You won't regret it. And join the Little Farm Quilters group, and we'll encourage each other as we work through all the little pieces. But this is the color palette that she's chosen this year. So she issues the color palette on Halloween. And I have to say, out of all the quilts we've done, I've loved all of them. And I've learned new things on all of them. I've learned how to rip seams a lot because I'm not as good as I would like to be sometimes. But I find them a challenge. I find them just, if you can keep your sense of humor and just teach yourself something new, it's an awesome thing. But this is my favorite color palette of all the ones that we have done. I'm really, if you have followed me along for any period of time, you know that the type of woman I am is not pink and baby blue. It is, I wear black and gray most of the time. It's blues and greens. So this palette right here with the navies and the bright green here and the light blue, and then this is like a periwinkle blue almost. This is right up my alley. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. The first clue comes out on Black Friday, so please hop over and look at the introductory post. Start pulling your fabrics together and join us and Bonnie as we work our way through another mystery quilt season. The group that I sew with is pretty doggone excited about this every year, I can tell you that. My friend Deb and I talk about it almost every day at work. My sister, my daughter, my mom, and I, this is something that we really, really look forward to. So we are super excited. So check her out. I will be happy to refer you to her. She is the master of quilting as far as I'm concerned. And it is truly because of her that I got started. So a little shout out to Bonnie Hunter. Another thing I did recently, because I had never done it before, was Fat Quarter Shop puts out specialty boxes. So they've had a Halloween one that I did not get. I think they do a Valentine's Day one. I think I got that this year, but it's still sitting somewhere, I think. I don't know that I've done it yet. This year I got the Jolly Box, which is their Christmas theme box, as you can well imagine. It came in the mail, and let me get it out from underneath this fabric. It looks like this, although the box is not closed all the way. It's going to show backwards, I think, and you guys in film, but it's a red box. 2019 limited edition Jolly Box. I got it just because I was curious, to be honest with you, and I don't remember how much it was. I almost think it was like $39 plus shipping or something like that, but I was just curious. It's like a mystery box. You buy the box, it comes, and it's like opening presents, and who doesn't like that, really? I mean, come on. But I wanted to show you what came in here. A whisk that says, "Whisk you a Merry Christmas." So that's cute. And now that I've shown you guys, I'll put this upstairs in my kitchen. It comes with, I wonder if this says, "We whisk you a Merry Christmas from Maywood Studio." A Fat Quarter bundle. It looks like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe? 7 pieces, it says. And I didn't open this up to show you. But they do have a pattern here. Felicia's down here pacing, so sorry. Felicia, lay down. Come on. Come on. Up. Oh my goodness. She's high maintenance. Just hang out. Hang out. She needs a bath too, so. This pattern came, the stocking pattern. I'm not sure that I will make the stockings, but I think I might make some table runners out of the fabric for my upstairs so I can decorate. This is the double tumbler template. It came with a collectible acrylic template, which is the star. And it came with card that describes, if you ever get their sew box, it describes everything that's in here. It also gives you a coupon, so I'm not going to show that up there or flash that. It's got the Tumbler template of how to use it guide. And it came with 80/20 special Jolly Box edition, Silky Jolly Blend, 80% cotton, 20% polyester table runner batting. So that's what came in the box. I want to let you guys know I like it because, you know, it's just fun to get new stuff. I think I don't know that I'll do it every time, but this time I was feeling it, so I went ahead and got it and thought I'd show you guys. I guess I was worried about having enough to talk to you guys about, and I think I probably have plenty to talk to you about. Here in upstate New York, it's sunny today. It's cold though. We had our first winter event this last week where we got, probably at my house, we ended up getting probably 8 to 10, maybe 12 inches of snow total. It's really hard to tell here because it drifts so bad. But I think it was about that much. But anyway, my job's been kind of demanding as of late, more so than usual. My husband's job has been demanding as of late, more so than usual. We've had some things come up with some friends and things. So when not unlike many women, I think when things get tough, I tend to shop, but I do not shop for what you think I shop for. I shop for fabric, for sewing things, for gadgets, for stuff. The thought in my head is that if I shop for all this stuff before I retire and I get nice and stocked up, that when I retire and my income's a little more limited, I won't have to worry about it. I will still be able to sew, I will still be able to stitch and do all my crafting and all the things that I normally do. So anyway, so some of the next things you're going to see are probably just products of that. I bought a Sweet Christmas quilt kit, and I'm going to show this to you. This is available, I think, currently at Fat Quarter Shop. If it is, I will link it below. If it's not, I'm so sorry. And I'm trying to think, where did I put my... So I have the top 6 rows together. It's kind of cool because it comes in this box. So it's this nice heavy-duty box. And everything came in it. And you'll see my rectangles are in there being ready to put together. Everything for the top is in here, including the big applique. There's a big panel. And part of this gets appliqued onto your quilt. But then there's other parts you can do other things with. And I believe this is, I'm going to pull this out. This is for the binding. And if you know me, you know I like a stripy binding. It could be borders. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked. No, I think it's binding. So, yippee. I like stripe binding. But it comes in this nice sturdy box. I don't know if I'll keep the box at the end or not. I just like the things come in boxes because, honestly, if it comes in a box down here, it's easier for me to store and take care of. But I got the top 6 rows done and together. I have the next, let me look at the pattern and peek over here. I think it's the next 4 rows put together and ready to go on, which means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Looks like 9 more rows to go. And I really, really want to get this done for Christmas, so I am working on it. My mom actually, to give credit where credit is due, she sewed all these triangles together when she was down for a visit before I did the Purple Painted Lady Festival in September, because my hope was to try to get it done and quilted before that festival. Obviously, that did not happen. I think oftentimes, maybe I just do it. You guys will have to comment and let me know, but I often think that I can get way more done than I actually can get done, which seems like you're never getting anything done if you're like that, but you have to kind of pull it into perspective. And I focused in on some things that I knew would sell. I was right, those things did sell. This would have sold too if I could have gotten it done, but I was getting tired and I just could not. I just didn't have it in me. You know, you just get there. And crafting for me, although I would love for this to be something that's a little more of my life than it is right now, I don't ever want it to be super stressful. I don't ever want it to be something that drives me to drink, so to speak, although I don't drink. I just don't ever want it to be like that. So I try to stay calm about it. I give myself pretty good lead times when customers come in with quilts so that I'm not stressing over getting it done. That being said, I've also done really fast turnarounds for people that really needed something fast. You know, some of my customers that come back over and over again. And I can do that too, but I try not to do that to myself all the time. My job is fast most of the time anyway. I like this to be a little calmer, so I do it that way. So this didn't get done, but it will get done. It may not get done by Christmas, but we're going to try for sure. This is on my, out of all my projects, you guys know I have like 6 or 7 projects going at any given time. This is like within the 2 or 3 that I'm cycling around right now. And actually, I think I've got it down to 4 projects that are cycling through right now, but 2 of them are like a block alongs, and I'll talk about those in a minute. One is my Christmas tree, my Trees on Parade sew along that happens every Sunday night, so I only sew on that one on Sunday nights when I'm live on my Facebook. So this one I'm sewing on all other times, and I want to hold this up for you because I really, really like it. It's got a very vintagey Christmas feel to it, and I think that's what drew me to it to begin with. I always thought when I was younger, I always thought vintage, that's just a nice way of saying things are old. Well, I guess now that I'm becoming vintage, vintage is okay. But I really like the vintagey the older kind of Christmas colors. I also like, as you know by my Trees on Parade that I just showed you, the modern kind of colors and the modern Christmassy thing. I mean, this is like a olive green that's in here, and I view these prints as pretty modern, you know. And this is far different than this, and it is okay. I mean, I've always said to people, it took me a long time as a woman, as a mom of 4 who's made plenty of just big mistakes in her lifetime, that it's taken me particularly a very long time to get to know me and to get to know who I am and what I like to do and to stand up for myself and kind of speak that out loud and not always be taking care of somebody else, to take care of yourself and to do what's good for you. I feel like it's taken me a long time to get there, but I feel like I'm there now. And for me, I have a very eclectic taste, which if you've watched some of my other videos, I think I've said this before. The way I decorate my home, like my main home upstairs, even down here in the family room area, is very clean, not a lot of clutter. I don't collect a lot of things. Neutral walls, neutral palettes. My colors come in with the accessories. So when I change out pillows on the couch, or change out the color of curtain maybe, or the quilt that's hanging on the wall, or you know, we change things for the seasons almost here, and that's when I put color in a room. In my quilting, it's more of a creation process for me, and it's more about trying different color combinations together. And I find that in cross stitch too, that sometimes I'll change the colors because I like a different color palette together. And I think that's great when people do that. I think, honestly, if somebody can take my pattern, which the original quilt is done in all these sea blues and greens, and they're all batik fabrics, which if you don't know what batiks are, Google it, BATIKS, and look at some images. They are very vibrant fabrics, and the picture on this pattern does not even do that quilt justice. That quilt was a gift. that I designed for somebody else. So I don't even have that quilt here, but I would love to make it again in those colors for me. I mean, that's my wheelhouse, those blues and greens. But to take that and to use it in a different colorway, have at it. Experiment, put different colors together and see how it looks. I mean, I pull fat quarters out of my storage and I just kind of throw them on the table and see what colors look good together, and I pull ones out and pull others in, and it's just a fun process to do that and to have different colors together and things like that. So I encourage you guys to do all of that. I think that having an eclectic mix, I used to think it made me weird. I don't think it makes me weird. I think it makes me a creator. And I think people should embrace that part of themselves. So sorry for rambling on, but that's my soapbox on that. The other, when I talked about block-alongs, I'm doing 2 right now. So one is the 2019 Designer Mystery Block of the Month that's done by Fat Quarter Shop. It started, I think I just did block 6, so it was 6 months ago it started. I don't believe it's open anymore. But anyway, they do have signups for the 2020 Designer Mystery Block of the Month. So if you're into something like that, that would be fun too. I finished blocks, let's see, 4, 5, and 6. Let me see if I can balance this somewhere else. This is 4. No, that's not 4. Sorry, 4 is over on the ironing board because I was going to iron it for you. This is 4. So I finished that one. Sorry, I'm not going to show you the block. See, I forget something every time. Happens every stinking time. Someday I'll do one of these and it'll be perfect, but I'll go on another soapbox in a minute. This is 5, and it's very pretty. And this one is 6, and I think this one is my favorite one so far. And I'm trying, I think there's a different designer for every block. This one was, oh, shocker. So this one I think is my favorite. I have the first 3 up on my wall. I showed them to you in the last video. So if you want to see those, go back and look at Hanging by a Thread episode 1. This one is my favorite block so far, by far. This one was designed by Corey Yoder from Coriander Quilts. You'll see why I'm giggling about that in a minute, because I am a recent Corey Yoder fan. I had really never heard of her in the last 4 or 5 years until very recently. And then I have fallen in love with her stuff, like her fabrics and her combination of textures. And anyway, I watched her on a Fat Quarter Shop YouTube. So if you have never watched some Fat Quarter Shop YouTubes, you should go over to their YouTube channel and look at some of their videos. Corey Yoder did a whole recent block of videos, but it was her last set of videos that she did for them. I was like, gosh, I really do like those color palette. And then she started mixing linens and quilting cottons, and I liked the texture change. So I've recently acquired some Corey Yoder from Coriander Quilts material, and I'm going to link her website below as well. But I'll show you those in a second. The other block along that I'm doing right now is from Bee in My Bonnet, which is Lori Holt. It's over on her blog. The link will be below. And they're working through the Farm Girl Vintage 2 book, which I showed you in the last video. The first 2 blocks, I'm a little behind on this one, so I will admit I was trying to catch up this morning, and then we had got into doing some other stuff. The first 2, they're due 2 blocks a week. The first 2 blocks, this was one. This was a pumpkin. So that is done. And this is the oven mitts with the pie, which I got a little bit of a wonky block. So I did something wrong here. But I think I'm going to just make it work. I'm just not going to trim the block until I go to piece it in the quilt and see how I need to make that work. The 2 blocks this week are the cat, and I think it's the zinnia it's called. I didn't bring the thing over with me. I made the 6-inch zinnia block, and the cat block is all cut out, and I need to sew. So 2 new blocks came out yesterday, and they are, let's see if I can remember. I think it's the beehive and the tulips block, but I could be wrong. My plan is to get those caught up this weekend, so when I come out of this weekend, I will have all of them done. So those are the 2 block alongs that I'm doing. So I have that and the Christmas quilt and my sew along on Sunday nights. Those are the things that I'm cycling through right now. That being said, that's not the only projects I have down here. So when I get some of these done, I will start cycling through them. Back to Corey Yoder. I liked her fabrics, but there's a lot of fabric lines I like. I collect Tula Pink fabric that I've recently started cutting into. Yes, cutting into to make things out of it. I just recently put some Tula Pink on some project bags I made. I put some Tula Pink scraps into some things recently before the show in September. Fabric is here to inspire, not to curate. And I do struggle, just like everybody else. Like when I have a fabric line I like, cutting it up. But I do it nonetheless because what did I buy it for, really? So that's what I do. My husband's now walking down the stairs, so he's going to come in here in just a sec. What are you doing, Matthew?
Just making sure you were.
I'm recording. So I don't know what he was making sure of, but anyway, I'm recording. I bought a jelly roll, and I believe this is strawberry jam. I've lost the tag off of it because I've been petting it, and I'm not going to open it up for you, but I will put it up here and we'll scroll. There are these nice, she calls them sherbety colors. I just call them spring and happy colors. They're just pretty. And so I picked this up. I like shopping on Etsy. I also shop at the Fat Quarter Shop, but I do like Etsy. I just like to support. I have an Etsy shop. I like to support other small businesses. And I do shop at Fat Quarter Shop because I do like the way they do business. I'll shop at places like Missouri Star Quilt Company, which I'll link them below, because their business practices seem good to me. But I do like to support the little man and often shop on Etsy. I picked up a Fat Quarter bundle, which these are also from Strawberry Jam. And this is how I know they're from Strawberry Jam. I mean, look at that. I like the corally color against the gray. And then I got this one. And because I'm a sucker for letters on fabric. This. And this. And actually this Corey Yoder stuff is the only haul that I have to show you, I think. Everybody else does it, like they do whips, finishes, hauls. If I have finishes, I'll post pictures on my social media, so go over there and follow. I don't generally do quilting finishes here. I'll do cross-stitch finishes on my floss too, but not quilting finishes here. I'll kind of show you in progress. And then I got a Fat Quarter bundle of her linens, which I have not even opened yet. But I'm going to go through and show these to you. These are linens. They're a little, I call it a toothier texture than quilting cottons. And I wonder if you can pick that up on camera. So I'm going to kind of try to do a side by side and see if you guys can see it on camera. So you'll have to let me know. This is the Fat Quarter that I just showed you. Let's see if we can get it in the light. And this is a linen Fat Quarter. It just has a toothier texture. It's a little, I don't know. They're just a different texture. And I like the idea of combining the quilting cotton texture with the linen texture. But you have these grays. And then we have all these kind of light corals. I'm going to try to hold these up for you. The light's kind of washing them out there. That's better. There are, oh, there's a dark coral in here too. I haven't even opened this bag yet. I'm going to have to keep this fabric out now. Look at that pretty color. That is pretty. I have some grays in here. There's this one. And then there's a same kind of design as that other one. It's a plus gray. But these are linen. I like them. I think they're not as thick maybe as the quilting cottons, but I do like these an awful lot. And I just like the texture of them. And here's some blues. That light overhead really washes them out. That does better. And then we have kind of some more sunflowery type yellows. And then there's some bright yellows. And I just like them. I think during the winter up here, this might be a good line to try to make a quilt out of. It would be bright and cheery. Be good. But that's my haul, and really that's the only haul I have. And I was saving it to open it just until you were able to join me, because it's just one of my new loves. I've been introduced to Bonnie and Camille fabrics. I like their fabrics. I like Tula Pink. I like a lot of different fabric designers. I have Riley Blake some fat quarter bundles with verbiage on it that I like. I like Lori Holt. I have some of her Farm Girl vintage fabric. But I recently got introduced to Corey Yoder and wanted to share it with you guys. It's just a nice color palette. And I think mixing linen texture with that jelly roll I showed you with the strawberry jam, I think even if you just took 2.5-inch squares and made a pillow cover out of that, and maybe did either machine quilting or a little bit of hand quilting with different color threads. And that's the other thing she does. She hand quilts with different color threads in the same project, which they look really pretty. And I like the mix of color. So I may have to get into something like that. So we'll see how that goes. But I think that's all I have for you today. Sorry. My throat gets dry as I talk, because we're in winter time. I did have an idea, and I think I saw it somewhere on Pinterest or Facebook or something like that. But I had an idea. Somebody had taken Shrinky Dink material, which, if you're my age, you know what a Shrinky Dink is. But it's like this, oh, I should open it and just pull one out. It is this plastic kind of stuff that you draw on or trace stuff on and put it in the oven, and it shrinks up really hard. So my thought was, some point this winter, somebody had taken Shrinky Dinks and made business cards out of them. So I don't know if you can print on these from your printer, but I certainly could lay it over a business card and trace it. It'd have to be pretty precise. But it's just these clear plastic sheets. This is my business card. So somehow I could get that onto this. Maybe I'll try running it through my printer and see if that would work. Then this goes in the oven and shrinks up and bakes, and you have business cards. So you would have to make these bigger to transfer on. I might have to try this, because I think you could only maybe fit, if you enlarged it, you'd only be able to fit 4 on each sheet. But it'd be interesting to have them. And if I get time, I'd love to try it. If anybody out there has tried this, please let me know how it went for you, and kind of give me some pointers, because I really, really want to try it. And I don't even know why. I just think it's a cool idea and I want to try it. So, anyway, that's one of my crazy, wacky ideas. But for now, I guess because I have nothing left to talk, I'm looking around to make me find something more to talk about. But I really don't. I don't have any more for you guys. So, everybody have a great Saturday. Have a great week. Join me here tomorrow night on my Facebook page as I sew live. Ask questions. I love to get questions. I love to try to answer questions. I love to try to help people out. And just let me know what you think. Make sure to like and share the video, and I will put all the links below. Okay? Bye, guys.